Hey guys, thanks for tuning in today. Today I have a very special guest. His name is Tom Chaplin, and he is the founder of Canonical AI. And he has built a very special platform for analyzing your voice calls and improving your voice assistance with every call. But before we show you guys a quick demo of the platform in action, first I want Tom to can you tell me about how you got into voice AI and what inspired you to create this platform?
Thanks. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here with you, Gavin. So this is my second company. My first company was in a totally different space in agriculture technology, and I ran that for 10 years. And it was acquired, and I wanted to go on the startup journey again. And I just sort of fell into voice AI. We were building a caching layer to reduce the latency on large language model applications. And in working on that project, I met a bunch of people in voice AI because latency, at least at the time, was like one of the major hurdles to building a good voice AI assistant. And that caching layer product really wasn't the best thing to be building. It wasn't really what was needed. What was really needed is what we pivoted into building now, which is a way for voice AI developers to see what's happening in their calls. For anybody who's building a voice AI assistant to really get visibility to see like, here's where their calls are going well, and here's where their calls are failing. And it's those by easily surfacing the calls that are failing, it enables you as a voice AI builder to improve that agent.
Right. Yeah, it's really from what I've experienced and what I've talked with others about, it's building these systems for like whatever kind of business. The building is easy, but the testing and refining, that's where the work really comes in, and it's pretty much a nonstop process. So something like this sounds really interesting to help with that process.
Yeah. I actually think that the more voice AI agents I see, the more respect I get for the craft. I really think this is a craft that people are developing, and there's a lot of craftsmanship that goes into building a great voice AI assistant. Takes continually looking at what the voice AI assistant is doing in the wild, seeing the rough edges and hewing them. Um,
Right.
yeah, I'd really love to. I think it might be fun too for your viewers if you told me too about how you got into voice AI.
Yeah, so I don't have any super technical background or anything like yourself, but about a year ago I decided to um, quit my 9 to 5 and sort of start experimenting with sort of online business and because I really wanted to travel and also for a few years I've sort of really wanted to break into tech, so to speak. And but I was never very technical. I never learned how to code. I was a programmer or anything like this. So I assumed, like a lot of people, that you had to learn how to be a software engineer or something like this to break into tech, right? To work with technology. But I started learning more and more about AI automation this past year, and I started to realize that, you know, especially with Chat GPT and OpenAI and these LLMs, is really democratized the ability to start working with this exciting technology, AI, and all this stuff hands on. And you don't have to be super technical to, um, start something and start a business in this space, right? So I just dove headfirst, and in the past few months, I really got deep into voice AI specifically, and I think it's going to be massive in the next few years, and we're only just getting started, right? A lot of these voice AI platforms are barely a year and a half old, so it's super exciting. I think this next year is going to be huge, and I can't wait to see what happens, right? Feel great about it.
Yeah, me too. I think this space, what's so neat about this space is it still feels like a community where you can reach out to people like I
Right.
do on LinkedIn, and we've just been chatting since. And you can ask people like, "Hey, what are you building?" And it's like fun. You get to meet people building in this space, but it also feels like it's about to explode. Like there's going to be so much growth. There already is a bunch of growth, and I think, like you said, 2025 is going to be a big year for voice AI.
Yep. It's going to be huge. But yeah, so I guess we can go ahead and check out what you're working on, and I'm excited for it.
Cool, great. So I'm going to share my screen. Can you see that? Okay. Great.
Yes.
Um, so the basic thing that we're building for people is this, and where our users get the most value and the first value is getting a map of seeing the journey that their callers go on. So you can imagine you have a voice AI assistant. In this like particular example I'm showing here in this demo account, it's a car dealership voice AI assistant. And you can see that the
Okay.
calls all start with greeting, and then most of them go into appointment scheduling. And then you can see where they go from appointment scheduling. And even like see like just the paths that the different calls are going on. And then you can find the edge cases where calls aren't going like you expect and click on those. And that'll help you find like, oh, I wrote the system prompt and I didn't expect the human caller to be asking for this. I need to update my system prompt so that my voice AI assistant can handle that the next time it happens. And that's really how people are getting value out of our product is it's making it easy for them to surface the edge cases where things aren't going as planned. And from there, they can go improve their system prompt or their third-party integration with a model provider or an API key. Does that make sense, the kind of bigger picture of what we're building?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually, because a lot of the, especially with these systems being so new, the voice AI, even, of course, business owners will try to, say if they say this or say that, right? But, we really can't plan in totality like every sort of edge case or response that customer might have. So something like this is huge for sort of refining that stuff, much quicker than checking transcripts and updating the prompts that way. So that's really cool.
Yeah, in fact, most voice AI developers, they're listening to a random sample of calls, and you have to get lucky to find the problem calls that way. It's not an efficient way
Yeah,
of going about improving your agent.
no, I agree. This is pretty cool.
So what I'm going to quickly walk through is how to create an account and how to manually upload some calls through the graphical user interface and show you what the graphical user interface looks like. Before doing that, I did want to mention that on our blog, we have instructions on how to integrate with FAPI and Retail and SynthFlow like automatically so that after every call, the call gets sent to our platform. Um, in this particular it's this integration is with Make, but you know,
Right.
the rest of this demo, I'm just going to be showing instead just how to send calls with our graphical user interface, just as a way to like get started and give the idea of what we're doing.
Okay.
Um, so at the top of our page is a login button. When you click on that and log in, it's going to lead you to the dashboard. And when you click on this upload calls button, um, it's just like a drag and drop where you can name your assistant, and then you're going to just drop in calls here and hit upload. And we need at least 15 calls because part of what our data processing pipeline is doing is it's taking the first 15 calls and learning the call stages based on those first 15 calls. So you're sending us the audio files, we're transcribing them, and then we're saying, okay, I see the pattern in these calls. They always go from greeting to recording consent to appointment setting, or they go from greeting to recording consent to miscellaneous question about inventory. Um, and that allows us to learn the stages so that then when you send new calls in, we can map the call by stage and ultimately give that map I was showing at the beginning of our conversation that gives you this kind of overview of what's happening in your calls. Does that make sense how I described the pipeline?
Yeah, so you would input the at least 15 calls and then you'd get that sort of pipeline map that we saw before.
Yeah, that's right. So once you input those calls, then now I'm logged into our demo account, which you can also access from our homepage. And it shows you the calls that happened every day, and you can click on the different days to see like what happened in those calls. Um,
Very
here's
nice.
that it's called the Sankey diagram. So it shows you like the call flow, where the different calls are going. And if you click on one of those, like the path between the two, it'll open up a drawer that shows um, metrics about the call, and then also you can click in and see like the transcript with all the stages assigned. So you can see this call started with greeting, then went to appointment scheduling, and you can like see what happened in the call. You can also listen to it, the recording up here too. And I'm just trying to kind of give a quick overview of what we do. We also allow, I'll get into that in a second, but I wanted to pause and see if you have questions about it so far or what you think so far.
Yeah, I think this is pretty comprehensive. I mean, there's a lot of data here to sort of work with from before, VAPI has their pretty straightforward analytics dashboard, right, where it's just like maybe call minutes or, the pricing, nothing in the transcript obviously, but nothing very sort of think that can be analyzed and really approved on, right? So this is really neat.
Yeah, and there's one more thing I want to show. We have this view, this called the Sankey diagram. We also have a call map. I'm not going to go into that now, but I also wanted to mention that we have these custom metrics. So you can add a custom metric. So let's say you're trying to surface some business intelligence for your client, and your client wants to know like, did the did the caller push back about the price? Was there any sort
Mm.
of resistance about the price? You can add that as a custom metric and say, show me all the calls where the caller contested the price. Um, and then it makes it easy to find those calls uh, and look at them and kind of surface those insights to your end user, or it makes it easy to find those calls that didn't go as planned or had some failure case so that you can like study how they failed and go about improving them.
Yeah, so the custom metrics, when I was checking out your site before the call, that was definitely the thing that caught my eye was the custom metrics. And I mean, this is one of the things that really could be used to really improve the prompts, right? That really power the voice assistants. So you can really fine tune them quickly. And this custom metrics, I think, would be incredible for that, right? This is a really cool feature.
Thank you. Yeah, we're really excited about it. And I think
And
that's, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
nothing. I forgot what I was going to say. Go ahead.
I was gonna say like that's our platform, and I think the really fun part of what we're doing now, I'm gonna stop sharing screens, is like what is this? Like I've gotten to meet a lot of cool people in the voice AI space and help them improve their agents, and this has been a really fun journey.
And the pricing for this is pretty straightforward.
Yes, we charge 2.5 seconds, excuse me, 2.5 cents per minute of call that we analyze.
Okay. Very nice. Um, have you seen have you used the real-time API beta at all lately? The price has been crazy lately. I saw that. So it's like I think on retail it was like $1.70 a minute. So pretty insane right now.
Yes, yeah, that's I think the big barrier for people using the real-time API. It's very expensive at this point, and it's really neat though. And of course, like other open AI products, the price we expect will go down with time.
I was curious also on your site, I saw some of these metrics like signal to noise ratio, latency, interruptions. Um, can you kind of go into more detail about why these are important and why you should keep track of them?
Yeah, so we have a number of different audio metrics that we surface, and I didn't really show that on our dashboard, but one of the interesting things about voice AI is that it's not just like a chatbot where you can just get what happened by looking at the text. There's a lot of
Right.
signal in the audio, things around everything from the tone of the caller to through interruptions, and one of the examples I like to give is like um, how much of a call that's silent is actually a really good indicator of how well it went. If there's a lot of silence, it generally means that the caller is frustrated or doesn't understand, or
Mm.
vice versa, the AI doesn't understand. Um, and it's like these different metrics kind of help you on a bigger picture view, see like, well, how's my agent performing? Are the latencies low? My client wants to make sure the voice AI has low latency. I can then
Right.
show my client that, the latencies are really good. They're comparable with what human latencies are and that sort of thing.
Very nice. And yeah, so yeah, I noticed like when you're testing some of these like with Vappy or retail, like some of the calls can just be there can be a lot of like white noise in some calls or the voices don't perform consistently every single time, right? It's still that's the price we have to pay like working with something so new, but yeah, I think these metrics would definitely help with sort of refining those things and improving them. So very cool stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, this was great. I really loved getting to talk to you on your YouTube channel, and this was really fun. It's been an honor.
Of course, I appreciate you coming on, and I learned a lot, and I can't wait to see this platform evolve. I think this is only the beginning.
Thank you. Yes, I think so too.
All right, Tom. Well, I appreciate you coming on, and I hope to talk with you soon.
Looking forward to it.